Three simple freebies that you can very easily create so that you can start growing your email list. So maybe you've been seeing other people growing their email list, talking about the importance of growing an email list, using a freebie and a lead magnet, some way to be able to do that, but you're not quite sure what you can create, what you can offer in exchange for people's email addresses and information, how you get started. And maybe it's just feeling a little bit overwhelming and it's a bit stressful trying to figure out what to do. So you're in luck today, because today's Brilliant You Business Show, I'm going to be giving you three of the easiest and simplest things that you can create as a freebie, as a lead magnet, that are going to be simple for you to create and you can get started with. So stick around and stay tuned for this episode and get all the lowdown. So welcome to today's Brilliantly You Business Show. Hope you are well. Firstly, welcome. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you found it super useful. My name is Jenny Stevens and I help teach and train home business entrepreneurs who are building their business online. And I help you with your marketing as well as your mindset. So I really help you to be able to create a marketing strategy that helps you to attract your perfect customers to you, helping you to leverage your time, and also helping you with the self-doubt, so the mindset piece that goes with it. So really helping you to be able to grow your business, make more sales and impact that you're wanting to without the self-doubt. I'm a qualified rapid transformational therapist as well as a marketing coach, and I teach you what I do in my business. I share things and what works with me, what doesn't, so you can avoid the mistakes as well. And this topic is one of the biggest things that really helped shift a lot of things in my business when I was using social media previously. Learning this strategy was huge for me. So I wanted to kind of share some of the biggest things with you today. And two out of the three are my easiest things that I do personally. And the third thing that I'm going to share with you is kind of next on my list. They are super hot right now. And so I'm going to share with you what that is as well. And that's going to be kind of something I want to try out. I've been wanting to try it out for a little while, but I haven't done it yet. But it's definitely something that can be really easy for you to create and launch as a way to be able to grow an audience fast and help you with your offers. So I'm not going to give too much away yet. So say stick around until the end. And also I've got a great resource for you that I'll share with you at the end as well that can really help. Just to kind of get started, that sometimes if maybe you haven't got time to stick around for the whole thing today, or you want to be able to refer to this later, I put together show notes of every single episode of the Brilliantly You Business Show. I put together show notes for you on my website. So if you want to be able to get those when they're ready, just comment in show notes and I'll get those to you once they're ready. I'll just need to get your details. If you're watching this elsewhere, either just comment in or check around this video if it's after this, obviously the live show. Check around for any links to the show notes that you can go and check it out, and all the resources that I'm going to be talking about in this show and more that can help you with this specific topic all get put into a resources section of those show notes. So definitely check those out when you're done with this. Like I say, there's a written version of the show just in case for those of you that maybe don't like video or if you don't have so much time today. But I'm going to keep this on track, going to get going with you. So I'm not going to take up loads of your time, but it's going to be really, really valuable. So let's dive into these freebies then. So curious to know from you first, if you are currently using some kind of freebie. Another word for it is a lead magnet. So if you've heard people talk about lead magnets, so I'm going to kind of talk a bit about the importance of it first, like why you should be thinking about having a freebie in the first place if you haven't already, if you're not already utilizing one. And then I'm going to give you those three simple freebies that you can create and how they've helped me massively. And I help teach people all the things that it comes to when it comes to creating it. So first off, I want to talk about the importance of creating a freebie, or let's say a lead magnet. I call it a freebie. I've sort of changed just because they might be a little bit more, um, that might make a bit more sense. Basically, what a freebie or a lead magnet is you are creating, and you have probably in your business journey so far, you have probably signed up for one yourself. It's where you can create something really valuable that can help solve a specific problem of your ideal customer, like your target market, people that you help, in exchange for getting somebody's email address. And the purpose of doing that is to help to elevate you. So, to help to kind of elevate you as an authority in the industry, to help you to be able to sort of show yourself as being an expert and someone who is worth following and learning more from about the industry and the, the kind of the topics that you cover. And it grows your email list. And having an email list is awesome because it basically condenses your time. It's a great way to be able to leverage your time because you're growing an email list of interested people that are actively looking for what you have got to offer, what you can share. And they are choosing to get on your email list to get your freebie, but then you can continue to follow up with. So if you're getting a bit kind of sick and tired and burnt out from all the one-on-one conversations in Messenger, voice notes, and all the things, then this is a great strategy to start implementing. And it doesn't have to be as difficult as what you might think. Creating a freebie and starting to do this doesn't have to be that difficult. And sometimes people feel a little bit overwhelmed and like maybe it's a bit out of your reach, but that is just not the truth. So I'm going to hopefully help kind of defunk and demyth some of that stuff for you today. And when you can utilize email lists, it's an asset as well. So if anything happens to your social media profiles and anything gets, it happens all the time. People get their accounts shut down. Something might happen to the platform. An email list is yours that nobody can take away from you. So it's a great way to be able to, like I say, build authority, really kind of increase your credibility and your expertise, build an asset, and also make that follow-up so much easier. So then you can write one message, send it out to everybody on your list, and it's just a huge time saver, which is awesome. I want to know if have you been considering creating a lead magnet, some kind of freebie? Is this something that you have heard about? If you have or you haven't, just let me know. Is this something that's new to you and you're not quite sure what I'm talking about? Or if you've been like, yeah, I really want to create something of myself, but I don't really know where to start. So they say this is definitely going to be for you. So basically, like I say, a freebie is a great way that you can just also really set yourself apart from the majority of other people. There's going to be a lot of people in your industry that aren't doing this yet. And it's a really great way for you to be able to stand out from the crowd, put your mark onto things and show who you are, your expertise, your take on things, and how you can show up and help people from you being brilliantly you, which is what this show is all about. And I love that because it's about what you can offer people. It's not about, just doing what everybody else is doing and copying other people. It's about how can you put your mark on how you help people. And this is a great way for you to do that. So the very first one, the one that is the easiest, I feel anyway, to create. Or is it? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of torn between one and two. But basically, the first two that I'm going to share, they could be equal. Again, it might depend on your preference, but I feel like this is a great way to very easily create something quick, valuable, that looks professional. And that is a PDF download. So you can create some kind of downloadable PDF, and it can be so easy to create, okay? So like, well, what is this? What could this be? So think about, again, you might well have signed up for things previously for yourself, looking for things for you to help you in your business or maybe in your health or whatever. So basically, it's putting together some ideas, or maybe it's some resources, some tips, something that you can create into a single point resource that you can offer out. So these can be things like I say, checklists. In term, think about, you could have like a, but when we're allowed to, traveling checklist, like what to pack in your suitcase, the must-haves. It could be some must-have recipes, if you're running out of ideas, ingredients to have in the cupboard. It could be, like a Facebook Live checklist, things like that. I've got one of those in my resource library. So it could be a checklist, it could be a resource guide helping to bring together loads of really helpful resources. It could be tips, it could be templates. There's loads of templates and stuff that you see online for social media posts. And I love a spreadsheet, so I've created things about spreadsheets to help people. The goal is to kind of see how you might be able to create something that can help other people to either sort of save time, save them energy, save them money, save them from, just condensing the workload that it might take somebody else to go out gathering all this information from Google and various different places. How can you bring stuff together in a really helpful resource that's about something specific? One of the things that sometimes the mistake that people make is they make it too generic. So if I was to create something that was like, 10 simple tips to help you grow your business online, it's quite general and quite vague. So you're better off honing into something specific, like Facebook Lives, like writing posts that are going to get people to, interact, call to actions that you might give in your videos and your posts. It might be some kind of template to help you track your money, like, so something specific, and that's going to make it more, people are going to be able to relate to it more, and it's going to make it more likely that people will actually sign up for it. If it's too vague, then people might just not quite understand why they need it. Okay. And then the cool thing about creating a PDF download, as with any other things, but in a download, you can have actually a page at the end where you can actually make an offer, promote your product. If you sell physical products, if you're in direct sales or network marketing, you can actually offer out some kind of low-cost product. You can offer a service that you might create, a little short mini course or something that you've got. So for those of you that are coaches, course creators, maybe if you've written a book, or an affiliate offers as well, you can offer other people's stuff, and you can do that also within your download. If you're looking about, well, how can you create something easily, and you're worried about you're not very creative or haven't got graphic design experience or any of that kind of stuff, you can actually create something very simply yourself in Canva, or you can even outsource it if you want to. If you want to take some of that off your plate, you can outsource it to somebody else, but just know that you can also, trust yourself, have a go and create it yourself in something like Canva. I use Canva for all of my stuff, but you can also use Word or Google Docs or something as well, and just create a PDF for it. So the PDF download is a really easy way to get started, to be able to create something valuable in exchange, to be able to grow your email list. The thought of creating like some kind of checklist or some sort of resource download that you can offer people sound like something that you can do. Just drop a 1 in the comments if you do, or a thumbs up, or whatever you want to do. Just comment in if you think, you think that you could create something like that. The second one that we can be very easy to create, and that is some kind of video. Now, it could be live or it could be pre-recorded. You can do it as a single video, or it could be a series. I love videos. I find them really easy to create. Like, this is why I make this show live. I've been thinking recently about, should I maybe pre-record it so I can batch content stuff? But the thing about live is that I show up. Um, I can't sort of fluff up things too much. You just kind of get it done, don't you, when it's live? Yes, I can go and edit the recording later on for YouTube and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you're here live, and so you just make it work, which is cool. But with videos, I say, when it's something that you might offer out, it might be more effective to actually pre-record something and really think about what you're creating. The great thing about videos is that it really gets to get people to know you. So if it's something that you're offering out when people may not really know much about you yet, um, or maybe they've just started following you, and you offer this new video series or a particular video that you might do that again covers some kind of specific problem that people are looking for help with, that fits in with what you do. But it's a great way to get your personality across, and people to really kind of feel like they know you, and they'll get to know, like, and trust you much quicker with video. But like I say, it's not necessarily the only format that you can do. That's where I've got these different options for you. If you want to be a little bit more behind the scenes, then maybe the PDF download is one for you. If you're comfortable doing video and you really want to build up that rapport with somebody, maybe if you're a coach and you want to get those one-to-one clients, or you're a service-based business, you might potentially do something like that. Again, there's no right or wrong here. It's about having a go, trying it out, and seeing how it goes. It's great for getting your personality across, and getting some specific information. So, especially, it could be a demo. So, it could be that you do a little demo of something, show people. So, that's great to do a video. You can share your screen, you can show people about what they're doing. So, if I give, and you can even combine things as well, which I'll come back to because I think that's a cool little thing. But say video is great if you want to be a bit more. Sometimes things are easier to explain in your voice, than typing it out. And sharing things. If you want to be able to show things as well with like a little share screen demo kind of thing, then video format is great for that. It could be one great value driven video. So my very first, I'll just kind of share this about, I've obviously progressed and evolved a lot over the last 7 years. I started my business, I was not quite 7 years, just over, but maybe 6.5 years ago. And I sort of started learning about this side of things, of actually branding myself rather than making it all about my company and my products, and actually starting to do things like blogging and providing value and building an email list. I started learning about that in January 2015. So very early on in my business. I started my business in November of 2014. And then only a couple of months later, I hired a coach and started learning about some of this stuff. And my very first, back then, it was all about my direct sales business. I was very much heavily focused on, wanted to make sales and build a team. So hadn't created anything of my own back then. It was all about that particular business that I was driving. And so even I just created, and I used to sell makeup. And so I created a makeup tutorial, a demo of me doing a smoky eye. Now, I wasn't that experienced at makeup. I could do basic stuff, but actually, I sort of decided to almost market myself as somebody who could help the fellow beginners who weren't that confident knowing how to do some of these looks. And so my things weren't perfect, but it was about taking people on that journey with me. And so it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you don't have to be like the dog's bollocks. You don't have to be the most amazingly skilled makeup artist or whatever, whatever industry you're in. It's about taking people on the journey with you. And so I watched some tutorials, I practiced, and then I basically created a demo where I showed people how to create this fairly simple smoky eye. And I offered that demo as something in exchange to start building an email list. Like I say, it wasn't the best thing, but it didn't matter. Done is better than perfect. So I want, just if you're thinking about wanting to make this most perfect video, PDF download, whatever, get that out of your head. Just have a go. You know, you don't know until you actually try and put something out there. So I just want you to say it can be one really great value driven video. Make sure it is something that's really valuable. Um, it could be a live video in an event, even. You could make a Facebook event and get people to kind of sign up for this live training that you might do. Um, it could be that as well. That again could be, you do it live, but then you can take that video and then you can kind of use it for later, so people can continue to sign up for it. Or even you could, if you like doing something live, you can redo it once a week or once a month or whatever you want to do. Or alternatively, you can do a series of a few videos. Is a really good one. And this is what I personally do, is I will create kind of smaller bite-sized videos. And sometimes I've done where I've taken a live training that I've done as a webinar, and I've then repurposed it by basically editing it and chopping it down into 3 to 4 videos. And then I drip feed that using my email software to drip feed that into people's inboxes. But you could even do that with a Facebook group. So even if you don't have a website, even if you don't have all the funnel software yet, even if you don't have an email list yet, you can even just use having a live event and utilize a Facebook group to bring people together, which is super cool. So again, it's thinking about, what would people in your industry really find helpful, and creating something and just get it out there and see how it goes. The main thing to think about is try to get like an email address so that you can use them later, not use them, but you know what I mean? So that you can actually follow up with them and continue to stay in front of them afterwards. If you just have them in a Facebook group, but then they might leave, you've lost them. So at least if you can have even a simple registration page, you can do that, then at least you can stay in front of them for future things. You can continue to be in front of them, which is cool. So then number 3, so this is something that I haven't done yet myself, but they are hot right now. I'm seeing a lot of people do them. A lot of people share how effective they can be, and it's on my list. So number 3 then is challenges. Okay. So challenges are everywhere at the moment. They are massive right now. And, I can see how effective they can be. The cool thing about a challenge is that they're great for all industries. And they can be something fun. They can be something really simple, like a water challenge, drinking water for every day for 30 days, but maybe people just need that extra accountability. Or it could be something deeper and something more educational. The thing I love about challenges is it brings people together in a community, and you're at that forefront as that person who's helping them. It can be great to create those little bite-sized chunks. So kind of similarly to what I mentioned for number 2, which the videos, if you want to create a video series, you can do this live as well in a challenge where you're giving people bite-sized tasks to do. So if you're in a business where you really like helping people to get into action and get results in something, I've done a Facebook, actually, I've done one challenge before. I did a Facebook Live challenge. And it was great. I loved it. I did I think it was a 14-day Facebook Live challenge. I should do it again, actually, because I had so much fun. And do you know what? That sense of bringing people together was awesome. The engagement in the group was awesome. And it got such great feedback and everything. And so it was just a real pleasure to do. That kind of thing where I know that I'm helping people and that people are getting stuck in, they're taking tips that I was giving and they're going off and doing it. That really fills my cup, fills my heart. And they all loved it. We had a small group of people and it was awesome. So it was great, for something like that, rather than overwhelming people with this hour-long training video that I maybe could have done about Facebook Lives, broke it down to helping people with topic ideas, giving them some tips about making their Facebook Lives more effective and stuff like that. And it was really cool. So to say, they can be as kind of like big or as small as you want, and say it's great for bringing people together in a community. Then the cool thing that you can do then is after that challenge, 5 days seems to be quite a standard, like a good sort of number of days to do. But the cool thing is at the end, then you can make an offer. So if doing a challenge sounds something that you think, yeah, I think that would really fit in line with like your personality, and thinking about what makes sense, that work backwards, thinking about your offer. What do you promote? If you're a coach, if you're creating course creator, service-based business, an affiliate marketer, again, this can be used for any industry. And so it's thinking about if somebody finished that challenge, what would be the next step? And that can be where you offer your product, course, service, whatever, a higher ticket product, so you can always work backwards, is take your course, product, again, all those things, and give them a chunk of it, give them a piece of it that gets them started, but they need you to really go that extra step further. That's how you can think about it strategically about running a challenge, rather than, again, just sort of doing it for the sake of it. So say you can, and the cool thing about this as well is all you need is a Facebook group. And again, if you want to capture their email address, you can even just utilize the questions that you can ask people when they join a group, and you can get their information for later. So that's kind of like minimum viable. If you don't have, if maybe you're not quite ready to create a full kind of funnel stuff, all you need is like either have a page, and then you can link to people to join their group to get their information and join that group. That would kind of be what I would recommend. But you don't really need anything more than that. Then you just have your Facebook group, give them the schedule, you put your videos in the group, and off you go. So challenges are great. And I say I'm seeing them a lot right now. I've been in challenges where I'm just like, oh, I kind of missed out and they took the videos away. Like I was too slow in kind of keeping up to date with things. But they can be awesome. Like I say, it's great to get people into action and giving people bite-sized chunks, giving them little tasks to do and sort of report back. They can be great. So I want to, I do want to kind of lean into that a little bit more and do another one. I kind of forgot about my Facebook Live challenge. I totally forgot I did that. But I say it was awesome. I loved it. It was great. And again, you can do them live, or even you can kind of repurpose them again. So those are my 3 kind of easy and simple freebies that you can create. So which one out of those do you think fits more with who you are and what you think that you could do if you haven't created one yet? I'd love to hear from you. Which out of those 3, a PDF download, some kind of video or video series, or a challenge? Which out of those 3 do you think, if I said to you, I want you to create something in the next 2 weeks, do you think you could actually launch and start building, that you think you could do simply? I'd love to hear from you. You can utilize even a couple of things. So I have done a video before, and I've created like a workbook sort of thing, like a handout that goes with the event. So that can be a great way of almost combining a couple of things. So even if you just use a Facebook event, so I've done it before where I've done a Facebook event where I thought I'm going to try it out rather than maybe like a webinar. I'm going to try using a Facebook event and promoting that event. But then I still wanted to get people's email address to grow my email list and be able to follow up with them later. So, and I think actually I did this for my challenge. Yes, I did this for my challenge as well. So the challenge was open to anyone, and they just had to join the group. I asked a couple of questions, but to get their email address, I created this checklist that was a PDF download. And so as part of their steps, like step 1 was go and download this this checklist to help you with your Facebook Lives. And that was where I got their email address, which was quite cool. So you can even mix and match and do things. But again, just start small, keep things simple. The goal is to get people to sort of raise their hand to say, yes, they want in, they want it. And to gather some information, at least an email address, so that you can then utilize that in an email autoresponder and follow up later. See, how did they find it? And then you can start to share more, give more tips, and make more offers to them for when they're ready to actually take action and buy. So it's super cool. Like I say, I love using freebies and lead magnets. So I've actually got all of my freebies. I used to have them all separately. And what I did, I redid all of my tech stuff, my website, my members area with all my courses and stuff at the end of last year. So what I actually did was I put together all of my resources I created a Brilliantly You business hub. So I love this Brilliantly You business tagline. So I created a hub. It's basically like a resource library where I put all of my various PDF downloads that I've created over the years in one central place. So people can just kind of get access to that. So you can sign up for a free account. So if you want to be able to get access to that, and there's one particular resource that's going to help you with this particular topic. So I actually created a quick start lead magnet checklist. So it was a checklist to be able to help you to see, is my freebie, does it kind of go through a bit of a sense check of an audit? Okay, is this going to be valuable? Have I done all the steps that I need to? Does it kind of cross off the things that to make it a really effective lead magnet? And so I created a checklist for this. So if you want that, if you'd like to get that, if you're thinking about, I really want to create a freebie, I want to give this a go, then you can actually get a free access to this Brilliantly You Business Hub, where you'll get this particular checklist, but all the others that I have created. And so you'll get to get some ideas, you get to see examples of how I put them together. And so you can get that. Plus, whenever I create new ones, I add them to that resource library. So I recently added my magnetic money cheat sheet in there as well. So for the members that they get that extra resource. So if you would like to get that, then you can go to this link, jennystevenscoaching.com/BYB hub. It's just gone into the comments. I'll bring it up in a sec once I can see it. There we go. So you can go to this link and you just need to basically create a free account. Okay, so you can create a free account and then you'll be able to get access to that resource library. Like I say, so inside there is a quick start lead magnet checklist. So if you're really interested in this, and say there's a load of other resources in there that will really help you with your business, including my Facebook Live checklist, and all sorts of stuff in there. So go and definitely check that out. Go and grab that checklist and say all the other resources and have a go yourself. Again, see which one do you think would be the most simple and easy for you to create right now. And what I might do is even create, a little challenge maybe where we could create this and actually create it together if you want a bit more accountability and support. But again, that's an idea that's going to go on my brain dump, on my brain dump, so I don't get distracted with what I'm doing right now. But there's so many different things that you can do. Make sure that you're following me, subscribe to any kind of notifications and stuff, because I'm sure at some point soon I will be helping you even more with this. And if you're ready as well. So in the resources section of the show notes that I'll put together, I'll put a link to this, the resource library, the Brilliantly You Business Hub. I've also got a couple of, I've got a mini course and a really like a good solid, this is my kind of like my signature course. If you want to be able to just dive in and self-pay, self-study, I give you all of the training, both for technical stuff with setting stuff up. So if you want to be able to build your own list building funnel, lead magnet, get all the tech stuff set up, and then start getting people seeing it, then I've got an amazing course that I'll put in the show notes as well, where it takes you through everything. So I hope you found this useful. Please do share your biggest takeaway with me. What did you take most? What were some of your biggest takeaways from this episode? I would love to hear that from you. So please share that with me below. Again, if you want the show notes, please comment in show notes and I will get that sent to you as soon as they're ready. Alternatively, if you're watching this as a replay on other platforms, check around this video so that you can look for any links to the show notes and any other resources that I mentioned. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you hanging out with me. This was a really good episode. Like I say, share the love if you think anybody else might find this useful. Always appreciate your time. I don't take it lightly, you spending your time to be here. And I appreciate any likes, shares, comments, and all the good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back next week for another episode of the Brilliant You Business Show. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.